Hi again, I hope all of you are safe. I came back to teach you about chapter 4 section 9. It is the last section of chapter 4. We have circle graphs. As you know, in previous lessons we studied about histogram and we studied about bar graphs and about data analysis. In here in this section I'm going to teach you about circle graphs. First of all, what is circle graph and why we need circle graph and when we can use circle graph. Okay, first of all we can say a circle graph, okay, a circle graph also called pie chart. It just look like pie chart, the same thing, okay, shows how a set data is divided into parts. How we can divide one data into parts. For example, this one is what? This one is circle graph. Okay. How we can divide this circle graph to parts. In here we have some parts. Okay. How we can divide to the parts. And the entire circle contains 100% of the data. If we add all parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, if we add all parts, the percent of all parts, of course the sum is what is 100% of the data. Okay, and each sector, we can say each sector, what is sector? In here, this one we can say sector 1, we can divide to sector 1, sector 2, and sector 3 and sector 4. Each sector, each of these sector, they are sectors, each of the sector, or we can say slice of the circle, represents one part of the entirety of the data. Each sector, for example sector 1, represent one part of the entire of the whole data set. Okay, in here we learn it about vocabulary. What is circle graph? This is circle graph, and sector, it means a part. Okay, for example, now we are going to study example 1. The circle graph directly below shows the result of the survey of 80 teens, okay, 80 teenagers who were asked about their favorite musical instrument. Okay, they surveyed about 80, well, yes, 80 teens, okay? About what? About musical instrument, about favorite musical instrument. So they like or they favor piano or guitar or violin or drums, okay? Use the graph to answer for exercise of 1 and 3. We have question 1, question 2, and question 3. To ask these questions, we have to use this what? This favorite musical instrument. Okay, guys. Now, guys, as you know, in here we have this sector is what is piano. Okay, we have a piano, and I'm gonna change the color. Okay, this one is piano. We can say this part is piano. Okay, and next part is what? This one is, we can say it is guitar, and violin. This is violin, and this part is drums. Okay, now the first one, guys. First question, exercise 1. Did Martinez pick? Pick, it means choose. We can say choose. Okay, did Martinez pick or choose piano or drums? Okay, they choose it piano or drums more. Okay, look guys, in here we have piano. This part is, the whole part is piano. Pianos look like about 40%. It is bigger. This sector is bigger than drums, yeah, than this part. It is bigger than this part. So they choose it piano more than drums. Okay, we can say they choose it. They choose it, yes. They choose it piano, yes. More than what? Drums, yes. More than drums, okay, because this sector is greater than drums. Second one, about what percent of teens picked guitar? This is the guitar, okay, the guitar. About how many percent they choose it? Okay, this is just about, if we divide, for example, if you have one circle, this is a circle. If you divide to 4 parts, 4 sectors, sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, sector 4. Each sector is 25%. So this is about 25%. So greater is about 25%. This approximately, we don't know exactly, okay, about 25%. Okay. Example 3, according to the survey, 20% of the teens choose violin. They choose it violin, about 20%. This is 20%, okay? How many teens choose violin? Okay, how many teens it means choose violin? So 20%, if we have 80 teens, yes? So we can say, we studied before, this is 80 times we have 20%. It means 20%, it means over 100, yes, over 100. We can simplify 10 with 10 and 10 with 10. So we have 8 times 2 is 16 over 1. So is equal to what? 16 teens. So 16 teens picked, or we can say choose a violin, okay, a violin. This is how we can use circle graph and how we can interpret the data. Okay, now we have one more thing in here, interpreting circle graphs, okay, how we can simplify or how we can understanding this circle graph. We have example again, okay, Leon surveyed, okay, surveyed 30 people. We have how many people? 30 people, okay. About pet ownership. Pet is, we can say we have a dog, we have a cat, dogs and cats, and no pets, okay. We have such kind of animals. The circle, okay, the circle graph shows his result. Okay, this is the circle graph shows the result, okay. Use the graph to answer each question. Question A, how many people do not own pets? How many people do not own pets? Okay, this part is what we have. This part is no pets. No pets, it means what? In here we have no pets also. So how many people? How many people? So guys, in here we have what? 50% does not own pets. So we can say we have how many pupils? We have 30. So we can say 30 multiplied by 50%. It means 50 over 100 again. Yes. So again, simplify 0 with 0 and 0 with 0. So is equal to, in here we have over 1. 3 times 5, 15. Over 1 times 1 is 1. So is equal to 15 people. Okay. 15 people, okay, has no pets. Has no what? Pets. Second one, B, how many people own cats only? Okay, which sector is cat only? This sector is cats only. So this sector is 20%. So, but how many pupils choose cats only? So in 30 people, we have 30 people multiplied by what? 20%. It means 20 over percent. It means over 100. Always over 100. So again, simplify 0 with 0 and 0 with 0. So is equal to 3 times 2 is equal to 6 over 1. So is equal to 6. So we can say 6 pupil, okay? Pupil, okay? 6 people own cats only, okay? Only. This is how we can find the number of people also that they cats only or other ones, okay? Okay, next one we have. Okay, next one we have interpreting circle graphs. If we have one circle graph, how we can interpret it? I'm gonna show you by example. Okay, the circle graph below shows the result of survey of 100 people. The survey is how many people? Is 100 people. In here it is very important to know that the survey include how many pupils. In here we have 100. They were asked about their favorite donut flavors. Okay, about the favorite of what? Of donut flavors. Okay, use the graph for exercise 4 to 6. Okay, we have 4 to 6. We can say 4, 5, 6. Okay, flavored donuts, flavors. We have this circle graph. Okay, we have filled and frosted and plain and glazed. Okay, we have 4 sectors. Question 4. Did more people pick frosted or filled? Okay, did more people pick frosted or filled? In here we have filled and in here we have frosted. Which sector is greater? Of course, filled is greater. So we can say they choose it, people choose it, or people pick it, okay? Filled more, yes? More than what? More than frosted, because the sector of filled is greater, okay? This is the sector of what? This part is the sector of filled. This is greater than the sector of frosted. Number 5 you have, okay? Number 5, we have about what percent of people pick glazed. Okay, this is glazed. This part we can say this is the sector of glazed. Okay, this is approximately, or we can say it is about just 50%. It is half of the circle. So we have what? We have 50%. So we can say what? We can say 50%. Okay, pick it, glazed. Okay, glazed. Number 6 is question 6 is, according to the survey, 30% of the people choose filled donuts. How many percent? 30%. How many people choose filled? How many people choose filled? Okay, in here this filled is 30%. Okay, 30%. Okay, but how many people? Okay, we have to find the number of people. How many people? Okay, pick it. So we have total number is 100. Yes, we have 100 people. So we can say 100 multiplied by 30%. It means 30 over 100. Always, if you want to find the number of people or the number of things, we have to find the number of thing like 100% multiply the percent over 100. So 100 with 100 we can simplify. So is equal to what? Is equal to just 30. 30 what? 30 people. So 30 people fill it. 30 people. 30 people, yes, pick the filled donuts. Okay. Example: the circle graph directly below shows the result of a survey of 60 teens. In here, it is important. We have how many teens? We have 60 teens who were asked about their favorite sports. This is about what? Sports. Okay. Use the graph for exercise 1, 2, 3. We have to use this graph, favorite sports, to answer exercise 1, 2, 3. Of course, we have different kinds of sports in here. We have baseball, we have tennis, we have football, hockey, and soccer. Question 1. Did more teens pick baseball or hockey? Hockey. So, baseball, this is the sector of baseball. This is the sector of baseball. And this is the sector of what? Of sector of hockey. So, which sector is greater? Which sector is greater? Of course, baseball is greater. So we can say they pick it baseball more than what? More than hockey. Okay, question 2. Okay, question 2 we have about what percent of teens pick tennis. Okay, we have tennis in here. This is the sector of tennis. Okay, about what percent in here? So this about how many percent? For example, this percent baseball is about 25. This part, look in here, we have in here 2, we have about 25%. Here to here is about 25% also. Here to here about 25%. And here to here about 25% also. Okay. So guys, this part total is 20% for tennis and for baseball. Baseball is about, we can divide to 50%, and here we have 10%. So tennis is what? Is 10%. We can write down 10%. This approximately, we don't know exactly. Example 3, according to the survey, okay, according to the survey, 40% of the teens choose soccer. Soccer is what? Is 40%. Okay. How many teens choose soccer? We have to find the number of teens. So we have 40% and we have 60 teens in here. So we can say 60 multiplied by 40 over 100 because it is percent. So we can simplify again 0, 0 and 0, 0. So just 6 times 4 is 24 over 1 is equal to 24. So we can say 24, okay, teens. Pick it, yes. Pick it what? Pick it soccer, okay? Soccer. This is how we can find the number of teens that they pick it was the soccer. Okay, now guys, we have one new thing. We have a pie chart. We studied pie chart, or we can say circle graph. And we have a bar graph. What is the difference between pie chart and bar graph, and when we can use pie chart and when we can use bar graph, or what is the best choose? How we can know what is the best choose for the data? A pie chart, we can say pie chart are best to what? Are best to use when we are trying to compare parts, when we have some part of things, of animals, of anyone, when we want to compare some parts of a whole to the total. They do not show change over time. This is not change a time, okay? Change a time from yesterday to tomorrow to today, okay? This is not according to the time. Just we are going to show, it is best to show, to compare parts to the whole. But a bar graph are used to compare things between different groups. If you have one or more groups, how we can show, or to attract change over time. In here we have over a time. It is very important. It's very important. In here we have change over a time, but in here it's not related to the time. Okay. Okay. We need pie chart and bar graph. Choose appropriate graph. Okay. How we can choose appropriate graph in here? How we can decide to use circle graph or to use a bar graph? Decide whether, in here we have example, decide whether a bar graph or a circle graph would be best displayed information. Explain your answer. Okay. Now guys, we have 3 examples. How we can, or can we choose a circle graph? Circle graph is better, or bar graph? The first one, the percent of the notation is electricity supply generated by each of the several fuel resources. In here, the percent of notation electricity, okay, this is related to the electricity supply generated by each of several fuel. We have different kind of fuel. We can show by what? By circle graph, because this is not related to the time. This is not over a time. So we can say a circle graph is better choose because what? Because it makes it easy to see what a part of nation electricity comes from each fuel source. Okay. In here we don't have according to the time, does not change according to time, just for showing of the electricity supply. Okay, just for showing. So we are going to use what? Circle graph. Second one, the first one we finished. Second one, the number of visitors to the Nation Museum in each of the last 5 years. Okay, in here we are going to show you the number of visitors to the Nation Museum. Okay, in each of the last 5 years. Of course, the number of visitors change over the time, change over the year, we can say. Yes, for example, this year we have less visitors as we compare to the last year, yeah, according to the situation. So in here, the number of visitors changed over a time, over a year. So we are going to use a bar graph, because we said that a bar graph related to the time. It shows the time, changing in the time. So bar graph is better to choose because it makes it easy to see how the number of visitors have changed over the years, okay? So bar graph is better. C, and the last one, the last example, the comparison between the time spent in math class and the total time spent in each day. This is show apart. For example, in one day, we have what? We have math, we have science, we have sport, we have art, yes, and we have religion. So, as you know, math is a part of the total lessons. So we are going to show one sector of the total. This is not related to over time. So in here we are going to use circle graph. So it is better to choose because a circle that represents the time spent in math class could be compared to the entire circle, which represents the total time of the circle. Okay, this is how we can choose the circle graph or the bar graph. Okay,